Tributes are streaming in for late photographer Dr. Sam Nzima. The man who exposed the brutality of the apartheid regime through the lens died last night. He worked at The World at the time. His deputy editor, Latakgomo, joins us now on the line. Joe, our deepest condolences to his family and to yourselves as colleagues. I think perhaps to start with initial reaction to the news of Dr. Nzima's passing.
Well, the death of Sam Nzima has come as an absolute shock to me. I mean, and I'm sure it is just as much a shock to all of us in the media and the country generally. You know, Sam was among the frontline fighters using their cameras to expose the brutality of the apartheid police, and all of us will remember those heady days when photographers exposed themselves not only to the anger of the youngsters who were fighting against the police because they thought, they were taking their pictures and those pictures could be used as evidence against them, but also to the police who could quite easily take a shot at the photographers because they were quite visible with their cameras.
Sorry, please finish your thought.
Yeah, now, his iconic photograph of a dying Hector Peterson captured really the essence of the famous saying about a picture being worth 1,000 words. And I think everybody will remember him for that. But he was more than that. There was a whole lot of other photographs that we used during the time, and they all told the story as it unfolded from June 16 going forward.
Take us back, if you will, to the day in 1976. You would have assigned him at the time. What was the conversation when he had come back from the field and having taken this iconic image?
Well, I'm sure even he himself didn't know that he had quite captured that particular picture. And during those days, you had to go into the dark room, and we went through the negatives, looking for the classic picture that could tell the story. And when we selected that picture, it really told the whole story. When we syndicated it to first of all the Argus Group newspapers, who then syndicated it to the rest of the world, I mean, the whole world got to know what June 16 actually really meant.
On that, when apartheid police were using guns to shoot people, he shot back with his lens. It's quite ironic that this classic image, as you put it, which is used the world over, would be the very image that ended his career. Please tell us more about that.
Well, when so much happened, I mean, a lot of people, some people just disappeared. Sam often told me how he got harassed, how he got followed by security police who told him that picture had put South Africa in a bad light, and eventually, he decided that he wasn't safe and retired to his rural homestead in Mpumalanga, and that's where he almost quietly set up business, and he was so shocked by the whole incident. He often said that he didn't feel that he wanted to continue, taking pictures. He was traumatized. And the rural homestead actually gave him that, environment where he could recover.
You mentioned that he didn't feel like he wanted to take pictures going forward. Did he ever, post all of this, actually take pictures, even if it was just in a light capacity, whatever just fascinated him? Did he ever use the lens again?
No, he did. I mean, not for media purposes. He I mean, when we were together on October 19 last year, celebrating 40 years of courageous journalism, he looked as bubbly as ever, and with a camera slung over his shoulder, and that is how he always was. Even though he often contributed photographs to international publications because he had established himself as a great photographer. But he never really, his heart wasn't in it any longer as much as he was when he was working full time.
Mm. How will you remember him?
As I said, a bubbly guy. Self-taught, going from those days of the box camera where he went around taking, portraits of people to earn a quick buck. And when he joined the newspaper, he was one of a group of guys who I don't think money meant much to any one of us, in journalism at the time. We were all passionate about what we were doing. The photographers on the one hand, the reporters on the other hand, and I don't think anybody can say that Sam ever did anything or said anything bad about them. He was a great person to work with. You ask him to do something, he did it, with a smile, and he always was a man with a smile.
And that's where we leave it. Thank you very much for sharing those memories with us, Deputy Editor of the now defunct The World newspaper, veteran journalist Latakgomo, reflecting on the life and time of Sam Nzima.